So we think it's important to share, especially in bringing a large initiative into the community and asking you to join us and work together to share some of that history. And we're very happy about that history and a chance to share that. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Elizabeth already spent a little bit of time having you introduce yourselves, and I'm sure when that happens, some of you know each other, right? And know the other agencies, maybe work, refer clients, work together. And that's a network. And the whole concept, the whole approach of this initiative is about using networks, building on the networks that are there, honoring what you are doing in the community, and building that and allowing those networks to do, if they want to, even more. So we really want to recognize you and introduce this idea of working together around services and research. And we hope you'll find a place for you as an individual and your agency, a win for you as you learn about this initiative and about improving depression care in the community. Right?
Yes, I agree with you 100% for a moment.
For a moment.
I may disagree with you going down the line. And that's one of the things about this initiative that's wonderful, is we can agree to disagree.
And we often do. This particular initiative is co-led in all its respects by community and academic partners. And we've had a journey together designing and bringing us to this day and going forward with an equal partnership. It's a very important principle that the community partners are equal in the debate, in the decisions with the academic partners, and there's a tremendous strength, I think, from that. This is a slide showing our network of the council, not the participating agencies, but the council that has been developing this initiative together, and you've heard from some: Queens Care, Healthy African American Families, Behavioral Health Services, Los Angeles Urban League, Behavioral Health Services, Christian Health Centers, Department of Mental Health Services, and others, as well as the academic partners. And this is our network, and we are asking you to join us in helping the community. This is
one thing he didn't say is, if you want your logo up there, join us. It's not a closed system. So we have lots of power, lots of organizations in this room. You are welcome to be a participating member of the steering council and lead the study. You can come give this conference. So,
and you will in the future.
Right. So, that's a very important point, though, is that it's open. All activities, we recognize all partners, and everyone is welcome.
This slide, when agencies join the study, they have the option of letting us know that they would like their name to be used as a participating agency in the study. So these are the, so far, some of the agencies that are participating that have given us permission to use their names. We don't yet have their logos, or we'd be showing those. But so there's some great agencies in the community, some of which obviously are here, that are participating. Others of you may be participating, but we haven't yet gotten permission to use your name, or we have it up there too. So I'm going to turn to Loretta to talk a bit about this participation model, where community has direct power and action in the research, and we work together. It's a model that was developed through Healthy African American Families.
Thank you. Push it down. If you can see, this is a model that we call a circle of influence model. And a circle of influence means that everybody has an opportunity to influence what happens. So we decided in community, this is a community and university-led initiative, and as you can see, it's myself, it was Dr. Martins, and Yvette Prado, and Dr. Baker, and Keith Norris, who is now the acting president of Drew University. We all got together and sat down and figured out, how could we make a model that the NIH, National Institute of Health, the community, the universities could all be together, but yet the community also had a real voice. So we looked at it and said, well, okay, let's get together and see what our partners say. So at the time, our partners were the Department of Health Services, UCLA, RAND, HALF, which represented probably 100 agencies in the community. And we said, okay, let's see what we can do. So we decided that there's a circle for the partners, which is a center circle, and then there's a circle which we call resident experts. And what is a resident expert? Anybody know? Oh, please, somebody tell me. Nobody knows. Okay, I'll tell you. A resident expert is every single one of you who are sitting in this room. Each of you is a resident expert in your field. So if I called on the folks in the senior citizens or people who serve senior citizens, raise your hands. Anybody who, see, look at, they're all experts in senior citizens. Anybody who does family care, raise your hand. Okay. Those people who do individual care for a family member. Okay. So you see, all of those folks would be a part of a senior citizen initiative. Anybody doing transportation? Substance abuse? Okay, you would be there. Healthcare? You would be there. And this resident expert table would be the people who we would say, okay, tell us what is the right way to go. And how do you do the work? And then the community at large would be everybody who sits in this room where we would bring it back to. So we would start off with goal setting. Everybody on this committee of resident experts would set the goals along with community, because we take it to community. The planning is done together. The responsibility and authority. You know what? Nothing's good if someone else is doing the work and someone else is the power. If we're not the power in what we do, we have a problem. So we all need to be the power. And then finally, sharing the results. You know, have you ever seen projects that come out and take surveys and then they go away and you never hear about what happened with that survey? That's not going to happen with this, because you have to be here for it. Okay, now, where'd you go? Oh, I got lost. I'm going to let Ken take over.
So Loretta and her organization have been doing this work for how many years?
15 to 30.
15 to 30 years, depending on how you count it. And about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe it's 7 years ago by now, 7 years ago, I heard about this work and asked her to lunch.
No, he asked me to lunch, and you know what he did? He asked me to a free lunch. Now, how many people in this room would turn down a free lunch? Nobody. That's how we met and got to be friends.
So, and what I shared with Loretta is what I'm going to briefly share with you now. I've been doing research I've been doing research for nearly 30 years, and that work has particularly focused in the last 10 or 15 years on the problem of depression, and using it as an example of how our healthcare system is cracked or so complicated that we can't move forward often on the most basic needs of people, especially if it doesn't meet your categorical funding category, and population isn't eligible. You're always struggling for how to put resources together. So we studied those problems, and then we tried to figure out in primary care settings around the country how to do something about it. And the first project where we tried to change business as usual was this Partners in Care, Compañeros en la Salud project.